water in the morning, like cold water, it just be hitting. So I guess I can just jump into this video with the reason why I stopped using Instagram. Ultimately, it was because Instagram started to make me feel very insecure. And I know a lot of people can relate to this, especially if you're someone that, you consider yourself a content creator on social platforms. Once the algorithm doesn't work in your favor, once people stop seeing your content, once people stop engaging with your content, it can affect you negatively. I've been creating content on social media since about like 2018. It brought me a lot of joy, especially when people were engaging with my content, especially when, my content was actually reaching my followers and people were liking and commenting and even sharing. But over the past 2 years, my engagement has gone down tremendously, and it just started to feel like creating content was useless because no one was seeing it. Ultimately, it just seemed like I was wasting my time creating content that no one was gonna see. So the last time I posted on social media, I believe, was in February around my birthday. So at that point, I was just like posting casually. I wasn't on a schedule anymore. It seemed like when I was on a schedule, it wasn't working. So that drive just kind of went down, and I was just kind of posting sporadically, just here and there. And at one point, sometime in February, I just stopped. There were a lot of things that I wanted to accomplish within that time frame. I really wanted to purchase a home because I had been living with roommates on and off since 2020. It was coming to the point where I was just like, I just needed my space. I was living with 7 other people in a house. I had my own room, my own bathroom. We only shared like the common space. The repetitiveness of wanting to do things alone and always having someone there, it just became very annoying. So I was like, okay, I don't even want to get another apartment. I want to purchase a home because I just wanted to make like a bigger decision. Like I wanted to have an asset. I wanted to have a space where I could invite friends and family over without like, people nearby to kind of like interrupt that social gathering. So in order to buy a home, I really had to focus on saving my money. Believe it or not, something as small as social media could be a distraction from you saving money. If you go on social media right now, within like 30 seconds, an ad will pop up. There would be one-offs where I would just kind of like go in the rabbit hole of like clicking on this and getting to this site and going here and going there, or just spending like a crazy amount of time on social media scrolling when I could be using that time to do something more productive, or just focusing on how I can, achieve a certain goal instead of just like mindless scrolling on social media. So because I removed social media from the equation, I had more time to really process how I was gonna save this money. So because I had this extra time, I decided to just get a part-time job. So I was able to just kind of use the money that I was making from this part-time job to do things that I wanted to do, like get my hair done, get my nails done, have a little fun. And I could use the bulk of my money made from my my employer and put it into savings. Another thing that I realized that I needed to do in order to purchase a home was to have like little to no debt. That meant I had to focus on my car loan, and I also had to focus on my student loan debt. In return, I was able to like really focus my money on where it needed to go. I was able to pay off my car note. My car was like $20,000 and I bought it in 2020, and I paid it off last year in 2023. I just didn't like to owe money on a car that, I still had to service. Even if it's not an ad that you see on social media that will encourage you to buy something, you might see someone sharing an experience. People are posting themselves like trying on cute clothes, people are showing themselves traveling, people are showing themselves trying new foods, visiting a new places in their area that just opened up. And that kind of encourages a lot of people, I know me in particular, to do the same. And that's the thing about social media. It kind of encourages you to live that aspirational lifestyle, and that aspirational lifestyle, it costs money, y'all. Because I, deleted the app, I wasn't really seeing that, so I didn't want to do things that other people were doing in order to achieve that happiness that I saw on social media. So I was like, yeah, let me not really focus on saving up for this trip or saving up to try this restaurant or whatever. Let me pay off my car. As I was continuing to save for my home, I was looking for different outlets that would help me purchase a home. And just going back to social media, you guys, like, you really don't know how much time that social media takes from you. I would be just on social media for hours. I would wake up in the morning, I would check my social media. Like, for what? No one is posting anything specifically for me. Like, it's still gonna be there. If I turned off my phone and just dedicated like a couple hours to doing something more productive, like, I could excel so much more in life and reach my goals so much faster. I started to shift my attention to, ways that I could achieve getting a home. I was able to find a program for, first-time home buyers to learn about like buying a home and owning a home. And because I did this program, I actually got like this certificate that introduced me to like other programs for down payment assistance. This kind of applies to like life in general, like things that we like to do in general. If it's not working at that time, it's okay to take a break. If you want to quit, then quit. But if you want to take a break, it's okay to take a break to really like assess like what you're doing and try to find a new strategy. I feel like that's kind of what I was doing with like social media in general. Learning how to, achieve my goals, and then getting back on social media at a different time where, my values are slightly different and my focus is different. So going back to the housing thing, I was saving my money. I paid off my car note. I was able to find like this first-time home buyer program that kind of opened up different doors for me. And by the way, like, that program, it took a long time for me to go from A to Z. I started in April of last year taking the class, and I didn't buy my home until I didn't purchase my home until May of this year. Another thing that I wanted to kind of focus on was to get rid of my student loan payments. I didn't want to pay no more student loans. I was so tired of it. And I'm happy to say that I was able to pay off my student loans. Girl, let me tell you something. I was brokety-okety for, a year or so, saving up and, paying off. And to be honest, if you're broke, like, why are you on social media? Broke people do not belong on social media. So here we are now in a much better space as far as like feeling more independent, because that was another thing that I was feeling at that time in my life. Like, I felt like I just was kind of stagnant, living with like the whole roommate situation, the whole like not having my own space situation, feeling like I just wasn't like financially I wasn't in this position financially that I wanted to be in. And I felt like I could be a lot more smarter with money. Ultimately, I just feel like I'm blaming something that was a distraction for me. It can be anything. For me, it was like social media. Going on social media, seeing other people live their life, seeing other people like grow on social media and me feeling like I wasn't, that was a huge distraction for me. Your distraction from achieving your goals can be anything. And I feel like once you remove that distraction and you shift your attention and your focus to your goals, you will really start to see some changes in your life. Sorry, y'all, my camera decided to overheat, which is crazy because overall, I just wanted to say I took a little break from social media and I was able to accomplish a lot of things because for me, social media was a distraction. And if there are distractions in your life, you can accomplish your goals if you remove those distractions. So something I've been wanting to do is read more, and I have been doing just that. And I borrowed this book from my boyfriend because he said it was a great read. I'm only on like the first chapter, but I love the writing style already. It's pretty humorous, and I could tell I'm gonna get some really good info from this book. I feel so much more accomplished, and you know, I'm excited to accomplish more. So yeah, let me get to work. I threw on my little jacket, you know, my little work jacket. It's 10:27. Let me get to work. Let me leave, and I will check in with y'all later.